How sweet is the sugar cane?
Hey, miwa, in soft life, one.
Is this one of the things you miss
Oh,
when you're in
yes,
the US?
yes. Soft life.
Okay.
Joy.
Indian soft life.
Yeah.
You're visiting Kenya from the US.
Yes.
How long have you been in America?
11 years.
11 years.
Yes.
What is your full name?
Wilhite Muchuma.
Okay.
Yes.
So why did you leave Kenya to go to America?
To pursue the American dream.
To pursue the American dream.
Yeah.
What was so bad about Kenya that you felt you needed to leave the country?
Not really. I had a job.
Uh-huh.
I used to work for the Aga Khan University Hospital.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I thought I should pursue greener pastures.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thought you had more potential. That
Yes, more potential.
Kenya would not allow you to.
Yes.
What were some of your frustrations in Kenya?
I think I was in a state of stalemate, if I will put it.
All right.
So I wanted to explore more opportunities
Yeah.
and maybe slightly make more money.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you compare Kenya with the US, what are the contrasts that you would notice?
It's really different.
Uh-huh.
In America, you gotta work hard,
Okay.
more harder than here.
All right.
Yeah. It's not easy over there,
Yeah.
and the bills are massive.
Okay.
The bills are really, really massive.
Okay.
Unless you really have a good job,
Yeah.
you can barely make ends meet.
All right.
And that's why people sometimes have 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't mean they make more.
Yeah.
It just means that they can't barely make enough
All right.
to survive. Yes.
All right. So when it comes to speaking as a Kenyan who's never gone to the US, one of the things I get to hear is that in America, if you work hard enough, you will make it.
Yes.
That's true.
For sure. The American dream is real.
It's real.
It is real.
Okay, so would you be able to say, without seeming to boast, that you feel that you are realizing your dream in the USA?
I will say so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Considering on the level that I was over here
Yeah.
and where I am
All right.
over here, I will say, yes, it's working for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you be able to comment more specifically without whatever you're comfortable with, to say, I've been able to do 1, 2, 3, which I believe I never would have in Kenya?
I didn't have a family when I was over here.
Okay.
And I got a family.
All right.
I got a beautiful wife. I got 2 sons. I got a daughter, 14 years old. Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm trying different stuff right now.
All right.
I'm doing farming, and that's why I'm here.
Okay.
You can't believe it. Just for 7 days. Yes.
7 days?
Yes, only 7 days.
Oh, your presence here?
Yes.
And you've been able to achieve quite a lot?
Okay, maybe to clarify that, I'm visiting for 7 days. Okay. I was here in December.
All right.
And I'm here for a purpose, for a mission.
All right.
For business.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. This house over here,
yeah,
I built it during COVID. This is a COVID house. I know it didn't work out so well for people.
Yeah.
But I would say for me, it was a blessing.
It has been a blessing.
It was a blessing during COVID.
Okay.
This is a COVID house.
All right. COVID was a curse to many people, but
yeah, it was a curse for many people. Some people have never recovered.
Yeah.
But for me, I will say it was a positive blessing, if I can put it that way.
Okay.
Yes.
When you say it's a COVID house, exactly what do you mean?
Wow.
If you're comfortable.
Wow.
Is, yeah.
I will reserve to give details. I didn't steal anybody's money, but what I will say is that the system works differently from the Kenyan system.
Yeah.
Over there we have systems, especially if either you lose your job, or if you're not able to work. Yeah. We have systems.
Okay.
We have insurance.
All right.
Unlike here,
Yeah.
So I won't go into details, but I didn't steal anybody's money. So that's what I will say.
All right. You mentioned to me that one of the greatest frustrations of being a Kenyan is corruption. Can you talk about instance experiences?
Oh my,
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Kenya is a blessed country, and that's why I come home all the time.
Yeah.
I come home every year and sometimes twice a year.
All right.
I don't think many people do that.
Okay.
But our leadership, God help us.
Yeah.
Kenyans are learned. You go to the US, you go to the UK, all over the world.
Yeah.
Kenyans are learned in good positions.
Yeah.
Hardworking.
Yeah.
Yes. And again, if I was to compare, over there you don't need to know anybody.
Right.
Things just work out. You want to buy a house,
you
don't need to know anybody.
Yeah.
You want to drive, get a driving license, you don't need to know anybody.
Right.
But hapa Kenya jamani, lazima ujue mtu. Unataka kuchukua driving license, mtu anakuuliza bwana, unajua nani huko? Noma sana.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
You mentioned to me in our conversations that on your way to the US, you wanted to sell some land. Was it? In Nairobi?
Yes.
And something happened with the documentation. What was that?
Yes, I had a piece of land.
Yeah.
At a place called Joska Kangunda Road.
Yeah.
And going to a new place, I needed to get some money.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only asset I had.
Right.
So I sold it to a friend of mine and everything was going good.
Yeah.
But then, during the transfer and the title was supposed to come out, the paperwork got lost. Yani makaratasi zikapotea. Office zikapotea. The file went missing.
Yeah.
But then I said, you know what? This file is in this office. Na mutaitoa. I said, I'm going to help you in the land register's office.
In Nairobi.
Help you get that file.
Right.
Na tukaipata imewekwa sijui wapi. It's sad. It's a long story.
Sad,
Yes.
So when you spoke with them, were there any overt or covert attempts to get money out of you for the file to be recovered?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't bribe anybody.
No. I'm saying, were there attempts?
Yes, there were attempts.
Yeah.
But I thought it was my right.
Yeah. So you basically put your feet down.
Yeah. There were attempts, but I didn't give any money.
You refused?
No, I didn't give any money.
And I think you have also been home recently and you had some other experience. I don't know if you're, feel free to talk about that.
Yes. Kuna siku we were driving with my brother from Nairobi.
Yeah.
And then I was so excited about trying to drive. In the US, we drive on the right. Here, we drive on the left.
Yeah.
So, nachanganya na Kiswahili kwa sababu niko home. You know? So my brother anaendesha gari, he's flying on the road. Namwambia bwana, polisi hapa wanakaa juu ya mti.
Yeah.
You know? Kufika na Kericho, he was tired. I was to take over.
Yeah.
So we went to a petrol station. The moment I took the driver's seat and went on the road, the police stopped us.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you are speeding.
Yeah.
I was like, where? Where?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, unataka kujua ulikuwa unataka evidence.
Yeah.
Mwenye ako na evidence ako Nakuru.
And you're in Kericho?
And we are in Kericho. And the person who took the camera, ako Nakuru.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
It was your brother driving.
Yeah. So unataka evidence.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, my brother was driving. I'm like, no, it's you.
Yeah.
And then, where is your driving license?
Yeah.
Kampatia my wallet.
Yeah.
My wallet's not Kenyan driving license.
Yeah.
It's a US driving license. But of course, it's legal for me to drive.
Yeah.
Polisi akaniuliza, okay, nyinyi ndio mnakuja kuvunja sheria hapa. Alafu unajua nimeweka manoti tao, kutembea kwa sababu saa zingine soda hapo nini kidogo.
Yeah.
Think vile aliona hapo manoti kidogo.
Yeah.
Kaniambia, hapo, the police station.
Park the car.
Then a lot is going on in my mind. I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Ningoja mtu wa mtu wa evidence. Now those times kulikuwa na hii kangaroo courts. They were sitting on the roads.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how you call them.
Yes. But
during the NTSA or something.
Yeah. They used to have roadside, yeah.
Tulienda kwa ofisi ya police kunegotiate hongo. My friends, it was the first time in my life ever to bribe. I had no option. Because I was like, sasa nikikaa na hizo rules za America, niende kotini. Na hapa vile system. Sina time.
Yeah.
I'll lose my job. But, that was the only way.
Yeah.
I ended up bribing. I had no choice.
Yeah. And how did you feel afterwards? Ulisikiaje?
Awful.
You felt awful?
I felt awful. Because that's not the way to go.
Yeah.
Because if we want to go forward, bribing is not the way to go. Corruption is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
And have you had any other experience among public offices in Kenya, penye the inefficiency hit you, the corruption hit you, and perhaps you looked around and saw desperate people, maybe unable to bribe, maybe they've not been told they need to bribe, but they're being frustrated because they've not been able to bribe. Have you had any such experience?
Yes, I've had a second attempt. Bought some land to somewhere recently, and everything went well. The transfers went well. So it was just remaining issuing of the title deed. Wakaanza kesho, kesho. Until I was like, you know what? I have to get an air ticket and go home myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
So if I get you right, you had already sorted everything out when you left Kenya.
Yes.
So it was just
a board, because when you go to the board, and you've paid the money, the agreement is there, you've paid the money.
Yeah. The stamp duty.
You pay the stamp duty, the board has approved.
Yeah.
The transfer has been done, so it's just supposed to be the title.
Yeah.
Na hapo ndio kulikwama sasa.
So you live here, everything intact, all
Yes.
that is waiting, which I think takes about 3 months, the title deed.
Yes.
So you've gone to the States, everything is complete.
Yes.
And then now nothing is moving.
Then nothing's moving, because I think sasa wakajua somehow that siko hapa.
Yeah.
Na hata the person that niliwachia responsibility, I think sasa ikakuwa the same cartel.
Yeah.
I think wakifikiri ukishaenda huko, maybe they think utawahi rudi. I had to get a flight and come back.
So you actually took your money, booked a flight, and came to Kenya to get the title deed.
To get the title deed myself. Na wakati nilifika kwa hiyo ofisi asubuhi, and by June nilitoka hapo kwa title deed, because I was like, everything is there. Is there any problem? Stamp duty was paid, yes. There was an agreement, yes. The board approved, yes. So what's the problem?
They tell you the title deed has disappeared.
Because kwanza wakaanza kusema kwamba the title deed of the it was a transfer. It was a clean deal. So it was just a transfer from the original owner to us. Kwanza wakasema kwamba title deed imepotea. I was like, no. Title deed is potea. Iko tu hapo. And it's a long story. I don't want to go to more details, but the thing is, by the end of and I was like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Because they were like, tuende huku tuongea. I was like, no. In the land registrar's office. Title will talk.
Okay, I think a lot of Kenyans have had different experiences with corruption, and it sickens everybody who becomes a victim, such as you are about to be subjected to. But there are also good things about us. In fact, you are telling me one of the loveliest, you call it soft life.
Yes.
What are some of the most outstanding things you love about Kenya, which you cannot experience in the US?
Man, ona boma hapa. Ona boma hapa. Hapa hakuna pressure bwana. Hakuna pressure. Unaona nimeletewa miwa. This is original. Unajua kule ni freezer to the microwave. Most of the things. Unajua kule watu wengi, you don't even have time to cook. Really, huko hivyo the culture, people just buy food. Most people. But some of us vile tumelelewa kupika, we do, but it's not easy. So what are some of the things I really miss about Here, unaona kama nywele nimenyolewa sasa. Nimenyolewa. Kule kunyoa nywele vile nimenyoa hivi is a big thing.
Okay.
Because I happen to stay in a neighborhood which is like purely, if I will say that, white.
Yeah.
And wazungu sana sana nao hawajui kudeal na nywele zetu. Mtu alikuwa anakata nywele na makasi, nikamwambia I waste make hivyo. So for you to know, to get somebody who can do it the way it's supposed to be done, you have to drive to a different part of the city. And that will take you maybe half an hour going, half an hour coming. And it's not cheap.
Okay.
And above that, on top of that, sometimes you have to give a tip too. Which is really legal.
It's legal.
Yeah, it's legal.
Okay, a tip
Giving
is
tips
it's
not a must, but it's even in real life. I mean, mtu akikufanyia kitu mzuri.
You appreciate.
I mean, and you blessed. It's always good to bless people.
Okay.
Yes, so it's really a challenge and many things. Even ladies, wale wanashuka nywele. It's really a big deal. And even the things which we take for granted come up, just having a helper. You know, hapa hivi watu wanasema majina wanasema mboch ama msaidizi ama siku hizi wanaita house managers. Kule it's a big deal. And especially if you have kids. You can't afford really to pay a house manager.
Okay.
It's really expensive. And even if you are to get, you can't barely afford to pay them. So you have to do things for yourself.
With your hands.
Hapa hivi unaona kama pale huku kule unaona gari iko pale, unaona mtu anaosha gari. Mtu anaosha gari pale, mama ndio yule amekaa pale, unaona huku. Mulwanyi, hii inaitwa mulwanyi hapa ni in the compound. Unaona ng'ombe ziko hapa. Ukitaka maji sangine nasema saidia maji. Kule you do it everything by yourself.
Okay. Now, I see your cows.
Hizo ni ng'ombe zangu, unaona. Mahindi ndio zile pale.
Huko nyuma.
Miwa ndio zile pale. Ndizi ndio zile pale.
Huko. Everything is there.
Bata ndio zile pale. Compound ndio hii hapa. Hapo unaona manyumba vile zimejaa hapa, hizi nyumba. Mtu hawezi kukusumbua ati sijui nini. Zimelipiwa, they are fully paid for. Yes.
There's no debt. Okay. So now here is the part. I've been honored to visit with you, your relatives, as you go around saying hello to your relatives. And we were laughing about this, and I think people just need to hear this. Maybe Kenyans in the US might identify with this and miss it. Maybe Americans or Europeans, whoever, non-Africans, will hear this and be amazed. That we went to visit your cousin, Jackie, and you had to flee because she was about to catch chicken for you, or a duck. And like every place you go, every relative you want to visit wants to treat you to something very nice. And you're saying that that's very strange. In America, everything is paid for. You have to pay for whatever you get.
Yes.
But here people are just giving you for free.
It's paid for and it's expensive. Hapa, this is Luya land. We believe in chicken. Ukienda kwa compound ya mtu, ukiingia tu hivi, hiyo kuku pale wanaanza kufuata kuku.
Kuku ni lazima.
Chasing it. Watakuchinjia kuku na tena ingine ubebe. I went to visit my cousin, as he was saying the other day, and akatoka kwa duka yake, kamwambia Sky. He's like, hey, lakini utabeba kuku. I'm like, no. Akasema sasa kama ubebi kuku sasa bata. How in my mind I'm like, man, that is, I'm not used to free things. Mtu ameacha kazi yake anataka kunishikia bata. How much is butter? I'm like, no, thank you. Thank you.
And you actually had to flee because she was very insistent.
I had to flee because angeka kwa gari by force.
So one of the things, because I noticed this even at my place, one of the things about Africans is our generosity. Africans are very generous, always very kind, particularly Kenyans, always kind to strangers, always kind to visitors, and very generous. Any visitor who comes, they always want you to walk away with something. Sometimes it's chicken. Sometimes it's maybe fish. When you come from my place, there's got to be fish wrapped for you so you can carry and go home with. And sometimes it's, I don't know, all kinds of stuff you get given.
Yes.
So how do you contrast that to life in the US? How Americans?
Yes, if you guys didn't know, there's a year where Kenyans were voted to be the most optimistic people in the world.
Yeah.
One thing that puzzles me, people may not, people who are blessed over here for sure. Yeah. But many people are struggling.
Yeah.
But behind that struggle, there is a smile.
Yeah.
There is some peace.
Yeah.
Kule, many people, quite a number of people are blessed. Yeah. And even if they're not rich, at least they can get a job. Yeah. You can just choose not to work. Okay. We have jobs. All right. For sure. You can't say there's no job. Yeah. If you want to work, you can work. That's the difference. All right. You know, over here, kuna watu wamesoma na maybe, ama in their life, they have never worked. Yeah. Mtu anataka tu ataenda afagie njia, kuna job. But kule, we have jobs.
Job is available.
But if you want to choose, then maybe you may not find the right job. Okay. For me, I used to work in the hospital in administration. I had a tie. Wakati nilienda kule, I started from Walmart. Nilikuwa cashier Walmart. I was like, welcome to Walmart. That's where I started. All right. And then the rest is history.
Oh, the rest is history. Yes. Now, you did mention something. You know, we were talking about where we get into shopping centers and you look at strangers and they're all waving and smiling, total strangers. But you told me that in America, you can't just meet a stranger and talk to him. Like if you went and knocked the wrong door, you can actually, something can happen to you.
Yes, over there, it's different. You know, here in kwanza huku Luhyaland, you will say hi. You will greet people in the hand, from kono. Yeah. Yeah, kule the culture is, like, hapa if somebody didn't say hi to me, it will look funny. It will look different. It will be, I don't know how to describe that. Yeah. But kule, it's normal for somebody not to say hi to you.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, you can't just say hi to somebody and like greet them in their hand. It's rare. Yeah. Maybe just saying like hi. Yeah. But most of the time, people don't say that. Hi. You can't just go to somebody's door and just knock. Yeah. It's rare.
You did mention something called stand your ground. What is that about?
Stand your ground, we have some states. Yeah. I'm not really sure maybe how many or which ones, but I think we have some states. Yeah. Because, you know, guns, problems are unique. Kenya, we have unique problems. Yeah. The US has unique problems. Yeah. One of the problems, I think, in my view, that is unique in the US is guns. It's legal to own guns, sometimes even up to 5 guns. People have even up to 10 guns. It's legal. Yeah. Sometimes, stand your ground, I think what it means is that if you feel threatened in those states, I'm not sure which ones, somebody can actually shoot you.
Just like that?
Yeah, just can actually shoot you because they feel threatened. Yeah. And of course, it has to go to court and you have to prove that you actually felt threatened. Yeah. But you know, the rest will be history because even if you were to, maybe somebody has already shot you dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, so for me, I find that puzzling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever been faced with a gun? Have you had a situation where somebody even seemed to be reaching for the gun because of some difference you had?
No. Okay. I'm lucky not to.
So you're glad that has never happened?
I go to work, I come to my house. The good thing is that I'm not one person who hangs out everywhere. Yeah. But at least I will say no. Yeah. I'm lucky to be. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, my brother. We've been delighted to have you tell us about the land of dreams.
Yes.
The field of dreams that is the US.
Yes.
I think maybe just as a last shot, what can you tell Kenyans who are crying for a land where your aspirations are matched by the opportunities? Because you have a lot of Kenyans who study or do things that they really didn't want to do. But because that is the only opportunity, that's what they grab. And so a lot of people are frustrated. We have a lot of youth who don't have jobs. They've gone to university, they have degrees, nothing. What word of hope or promise, or I don't know, optimism can you offer Kenyans like these ones?
I will say this is a blessed country, despite the challenges. Yeah. There are many things you can do. I'm encouraged by the technology that is happening right now. Yeah. The creation of content creation.
Yeah.
Youths are doing stuff on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah.
There are lots of things you can do. But one thing I will say, if God has blessed you with a job over here and you're fairly stable, I know it may be surprising to most of you. I will tell you, just stay here.
Then go to America.
But if you surely do not have a job and you are struggling and you're willing to explore and work hard, then you can try moving. And then another profession, I think, which really is good, I think, over there is medicine.
Okay.
If you are a nurse, for sure, anytime. America, nurses
can't lack jobs.
You will go, for sure. There is a process for that. We've got agents. I think there is an exam. I'm not sure how it's called. There's an exam. If you pass that exam, they will organize for a green card. They will organize for your travel.
All right.
And you will relocate with your family over there. Yes.
Okay.
So for medicine, you can't go wrong.
All right. You can now say goodbye to as you enjoy your
Kwaheri sana,
cane.
Sandy. It was nice having you guys. Najua mimi ni mshamba tu, Muluya mshamba na miwa tu, but I'm happy to be home. This is really the soft life. Wacha ile ingine ni hustle. Kuna politician mwingine alisema siku nyingine masani ya ngilu, kule masani ya ngilu. Time is barely enough. I have time for myself over here. Asanteni.
I think there are two things you lack as a Luya. Moja ni retio, nyingine ni baisikeli.
Nimechikaza na Kizungu bwana. Unajua mimi siongei kwa mapua. I have tried to speak in the north, but I don't think I did very well. Mimi ni Muluya tu. Asanteni.
Thank you, bro.
Okay.